Today on episode 139 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, Desert Island, General Manager, and a TCF top four of our Cookout menu. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 139 of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram and give us a like there as well. You can find all of our content in video form on YouTube. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans and subscribe there. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. You can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, but make sure to follow the guys that I'm joined with tonight. That is Zach at ZLilia, TCF, and, of course, Maddie at Schools_01. Boys, it's been a couple weeks since our last show, and the weather has done nothing but get warmer. How are you guys handling the heat out there?
Not a fan. Not a fan. I don't like being hot. I don't like being sweaty. I don't like being gross. And we golfed the other day, and it was like it said it felt like 112, and it definitely did feel like that.
That was a bad idea. I can't believe we didn't send a couple clubs launching into the air. How sweaty that was. So, as you can tell, I have not taken my watch off when I've been going outside, and it looks like I still have it on. So, still haven't learned my lesson. Maddie, how about you?
Yeah, it's pretty miserable at this point when the humidity is as bad as it is. You can't do shit outside. You don't want to do anything outside. So I'm going to lead you into my my floater when we get there. It was an indoor activity in this heat, but it's better than the winter. Yeah. I'll just keep it at that.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. I'm definitely more of a summer guy than a winter guy, but still, it's not. And we still haven't had air conditioning yet this summer, so I've been spending a ton of time down here in the cave. So hopefully getting that fixed tomorrow. But like you said, Maddie, let's jump in. As always, we have sinkers and floaters. I will start off with my sinker, and that is weight loss. I've decided to kind of, start cutting some calories and doing more cardio, and I'm convinced it's probably going to kill me before I lose any weight. That is my machine of my preference, I guess you would say. Trying to burn out like 5 miles a day on there, and it's not getting any easier. So picked a bad time of the year to try and get into that, because when you go to walk out to your car and dealing with that, it's not fun. I think I made a poor choice. I think I'd rather just be fat.
That's very true. I would I'd rather be chubby.
Not fun.
Not fun at all.
It's easier, but it's got its drawbacks too. Just wait till you get a little bit older.
Yeah, that's the lack of. On that one. I'm definitely not going back to running, so the elliptical is going to have to get the job done.
No, you run when you're scared or when you're getting chased. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's very true. My sinkers, boys, is sports until we get football back, because I don't mind watching baseball. I like watching the Cubs. Unfortunately, baseball makes it very hard to watch because I don't know why, but I just can't get into this much baseball when there's these many games in a baseball season. They don't all mean that much. Yes, maybe if you have a little money on some of them, it makes it more fun. But we need some football. I mean, I'm not talking UCFL or
USFL's not doing it for you?
It's not. That's actually awful football. I think that that's just unwatchable.
I tried to watch a game the other day of the USFL, and like the final score was like 22-8. I was like, this is unbearable.
They stink.
Yeah. I can't sink any time into that at all.
No. It's just not a lot of choices right now.
No. My sinker, it relates back a little bit to we were talking about the weather, but we had some storms apparently when I was out of town this weekend. I was in Wisconsin for about 5 days or something, whatever. one night, I think it was Saturday night, maybe, I'm getting alerts on my phone from our Ring doorbell camera. Shit in the cam, like, is just crossing the window. Everything's crossing the camera, and it keeps triggering. Well, I see this one at like 1 in the morning. Our kid has a toy on the front porch. It's just like plastic, like water table. Slides across the fucking driveway, flipping out end over end, and lands upright, on the side of the yard. So already I'm gone, and I'm seeing this shit on our camera. It's obviously bad storms. Get home, and you can tell the power was off. There's clocks that are out. There's all that stuff. I look out the window, and it looked like the angle I was on, it looked like a tree had come down. Fortunately, it was just a decent sized limb was down. So I got that thing to cut up. I think I sent a picture of that limb to Zach for,
here it
for
is.
the effect here. There it is. So decent sized limb for me to chop up. I got some firewood coming ahead this weekend. But then I go into the garage and realize that one of the GFI outlets triggered when it was when the power went off. So then my fridge and my freezer in the garage was without power. Fortunately, I think it was only for, we'll say, maybe 24 hours, because everything in the freezer was still frozen solid.
That's not bad.
Fridge, most of the stuff, I threw out all the dairy shit, but like it was mostly like cocktails, the canned cocktails, beers, shit like that. That'll I'm not gonna throw that out. So
I'd say if you need a place to get rid of those, Maddie, I mean,
yeah,
a couple guys.
I'll get you the garage code if you're thirsty. So but yeah, so it's that nerve-wracking feeling when you're out of fucking town. You can see your house on camera. Like, there's obviously shit that's happening that you're 4 hours away that you can't do anything about. You're seeing this shit unfold. It's just really nerve-wracking when you're out of town. Things at home aren't going well. So that's my sinker this week, boys.
Yeah, that is understandable. It's not like you were close enough that you could just like, hey, I'm gonna run home and fix this.
Yeah, like an hour long, camping excursion or whatever the hell you'd be doing. Like just drive back home, hop in real quick, but. No, so fortunately I didn't get it as bad as a lot of other people. I guess like Canelan High School had like the roof ripped off. Pretty bad.
Dang, you guys got it way worse than we did. So
a lot of limbs down in the neighborhood, shit like that. So it must have been pretty bad around here.
Hey, like you said though, positive note, you got a little firewood for the weekend. So
just gotta chop it up a little bit. But.
Yeah, exactly. My floater is transportation. Guys, I've done it. I'm trying to battle these gas prices, and I have acquired my brother's old 1984 Honda Elite moped. This thing is, it doesn't look anything like this picture because this is like a very pristine one. Mine's got some more scratches and dents and things like that, but I got it up, got it working. Shout out to Borelli Cycle in Mendota. Gary got it fixed up for me, and I'm just using this thing to putz around town all the time. So I know I live like a couple miles outside of town, and it goes about 45. So I've just been cruising, man. It does die at stop signs every once in a while, so a lot of times you got to give it a little kickstart there at the.
Maddie, I was on my way to go golf with Boomy, following behind him or whatever in the back road. He pulls over. I'm like, hey, what's wrong with the moped? Oh, my AirPod just fell out of my ear. I have to go back and look for it.
It was in the middle of the road. I found it.
Hey, that's a big win.
Oh, yeah. That's the second time. I've only had this thing since Friday, and I thought
actually something was wrong. Oh, no, my AirPod fell out.
Actually,
sorry.
But I kind of like the thing. I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty sweet.
It's actually pretty sweet.
It gets me around town.
He takes it maybe a little farther than he maybe should.
I may have driven it like 15 miles, and that was probably a little too far.
Maddie, one day
you're like Dumb and Dumber. You're like
100%.
This guy shows up to the golf course. Oh, I drove this thing like 40 miles today. Blah blah blah.
He's got to make you carry his club.
Listen,
it gets better.
No, listen. He leaves the golf course, calls me. I just got down to the stop sign here, ran out of gas. I wonder why. I wonder how that happened. You drove it all over the place.
No gauge, no reserve, huh?
No, that's the problem, Matt. It does have a gas gauge, but let me explain. when you're in your car and the thing's getting close to the little E, the red E at the bottom, you usually got a little bit, and it was still above the thick red line, and it died. So that's not my fault. It should have lasted.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Shout out to my wife who put the gas can in the car and drove it the 2 miles over to help me fill it up on the side of the road. So
I would have made you walk your ass there.
she probably should have, to be honest.
My floater is badminton. I got a badminton, I guess net, you would say, and it comes with 4 rackets and then 2 shuttlecocks. And it's fun as hell. I forgot how fun badminton can be. I used to love playing it in PE. You have to wait for it. It cannot be very windy. If it's a little bit windy, then the game kind of sucks because that shuttlecock goes everywhere.
Yeah, no one wants a windy shuttlecock, that's for sure.
No one wants a shuttlecock over the fence. But it's fun. I forgot how fun badminton is. Me and Bowie played for a little bit. It was like a random purchase at the it's called Dunham's. I usually go down there, get some golf balls, get some tees, and I'm like, oh, badminton, and it's so easy to put up in my yard. Me and Boomy played for a little bit. It's kind of just laying out there at this point. But
is there
if I have anybody,
we're going to be talking about badminton later in the show?
Very good possibility.
A little foreshadowing.
Very good possibility.
I see what you're talking about. Maybe, but my badminton course, or is it badminton course or field?
Probably be
I'm going to say court. Because usually it's inside. Usually it's played inside.
It's like, is it?
And it's like tennis court.
It's a grass court.
Court.
Yeah, it's a grass court. It's a grass court.
I'm going to go with
grass court. Yep. We're on grass.
Crack the code on that one.
And that was 2 minutes on the naming of a badminton field.
Court. We just went over this, Boomy.
I know. I'm just messing with you. Maddie, what's your floater?
My floater is the last day of this little short vacation that we kind of took from work and normal life. We used the day and went to a place that you hear a lot of things about and pay a lot of money to get into, but it actually was relatively fun. And that was Legoland. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Legoland. There's Batman. I took that picture of a life-size Batman. Pretty impressive. They tell you, they have all these things on display. They tell you how many fucking hundreds of thousands of bricks it took to build this thing and all this stuff. Pretty impressive
insane
stuff. They did that one. There's all sorts of buildings in Chicago. There's Soldier Field replica. They had crowd. They had individual Lego characters in the crowd and stuff. So it was pretty sweet. They had the parking lot done with it. They had motorhomes. They had tailgates set up. Pretty funny. Big airport for O'Hare. They had Navy Pier set up. So it was really impressive.
They have the new dome that's going over it.
They did not have the dome there yet. There was an angry Lori Lightfoot outside it, though, so that was pretty fun. Outside of that, though, there was all kinds of games and stuff. You could kind of build your own small cars and shoot them down ramps. They had rides. They had a movie, a short movie. Really fun for the kid, but it was actually pretty cool just to see all the shit you could build with Legos. And then they obviously suck you into a store with all kinds of overpriced toys that you end up having to buy a bunch of stuff for your kid just to shut them up. And that turned it,
that's how it works.
But no, fun place. It's I'll give you a heads up. It's very fucking pricey for what you get, but it was a pretty impressive place to say the least. They have what I thought was cool is they have what they call their master builder. Master builder. I want to make sure I enunciate that correct. Master builder. And it's this glass window with all this case of every Lego piece that you could ever imagine behind them. Apparently it's this guy who just builds all of their displays that they do it in front of people. So you can see them, see these projects being built. Didn't have anything going on at that point today, but they also have a class for kids to do that kind of a program too. So kind of neat stuff that they do offer. Movie was kind of cool. So it's one of those 4Ds where they bring in fans and sprinklers and stuff like that with the 3D glasses to give you that fourth dimension effect. So kind of a cool place. Some cool shit for the kids, and it was a way to kill a couple hours, so it wasn't too bad.
I'm not even going to lie, Maddie. I'm almost 32, and that sounds like my kind of day
Well, it
without
worked out
being
well.
any
Like,
kids
I love
involved.
Legos.
yeah,
Yeah.
the kid wanted to get a set, obviously, so we bought him a small one. So that bought like another hour and a half tonight building a Lego set with him. So that was cool. Can't go wrong with those things.
It's always so fun at the end of it. Like you feel so accomplished.
Yeah, until you knock it off the fucking table with your elbow and it shatters again. That's not fun.
Fun of rebuilding.
Is that what you did?
I knocked over the car transporter tonight, not the new one. That one we've had a while, and that one went into a lot of pieces.
Oh boy. Well, boys, It's been a while, like we've said, a couple of weeks, so we've got a lot of sports to catch up on. So let's jump into the TCF Sports Minute. Let's go ahead and start off with the Cubbies. A little bit of a surge here, 4 series wins in a row. They are sitting at 34-48, 12 games
Looking
out of
good.
first place.
Looking good right now, boys.
Don't let the Cubbies get hot.
A surge. I got a giggle on that one.
Now,
unfortunately, Kyle Hendricks goes on the IL as we thought we were doing good.
And they head to LA to play the Dodgers this weekend.
For 4 games.
Yeah.
That's tough. Not easy.
Yeah. But obviously, we're within the month of the trade deadline coming up. So, you don't know after last year. I think we're all still a little bit scarred from all of that. But like, where do you guys see this team at the trade deadline? Do you think guys like Contreras, Happ, Hendricks, do you think those guys are going to get some?
Fellas, they are 12 back in the Central, 9.5 back in the wild card. How many games? I don't know. I'm not sure how many games there are before the All-Star break. What's the number you're at where you just give it all up at? Is this the number where you just probably just try and sell what you can sell? Or what number do you have to get to before the break or before the trade deadline where you think you could actually compete?
I'm past it, man. I don't think they're competing.
That's
a perfectly
for me.
answer.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly fine answer. But I'm just asking a question.
Yeah,
no, that's a valid question. I'm just saying I gave up hope on this team.
No, I see what you mean too. I see what you mean. What I'm just saying is what they've done in the last week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, has kind of brought people back. And I'm just asking, is there a chance where they could get close enough where you think, hey, maybe we have a chance?
So if I took out the jaded Cub fan in me right now that, has seen and we've talked about it a million times, what's happened in the last couple of years. But if you just looked at it.
Fellas, we watched Javier Baez, Chris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo just get traded right in our face last year. We are numb to whatever happens.
Right. But I think if you're looking at this from objectively, just in the cosmos of this season.
Because there's 3 wildcard spots.
Right. And I think realistically, if you can get within 5 games of a wild card, then maybe you think about it. But I just don't think that in the grand scheme of things.
I totally understand. I don't think there's any chance of making the playoffs for this team, even if they make any moves. And the problem is at the end of the season, if you don't do something with Wilson Contreras, you're going to let him walk for free.
Yeah, you're kind of in a situation. I've been talking about this a little bit.
I love Wilson. He's the best.
You have to capitalize if he's going to leave.
You can't know that he's about to leave and just do nothing.
Yeah, you're going to squander yourself. You're going to end up sitting there in November with nothing. And obviously, in a perfect world, you don't want to trade Wilson Contreras. But
in a perfect world, Wilson Contreras is a Cub for life.
I don't think there's a chance in hell Wilson Contreras re-signs with the Cubs at the end of the season. I mean, maybe there's somebody that knows more than I, but it just seems like the way that he's been kind of jerked around with this whole contract thing. He's probably, ready to see what's out there. And if that's the case, then you've got to make your move and you got to, take maybe the Mets will trade for Contreras because the Mets seem to love giving up really good prospects. So, maybe, if you can get the right package, same with, I'm the exact same way with Ian Happ and Kyle Hendricks. And I'll be honest, the only guys I don't want to see traded are Seiya Suzuki and Christopher Morel. Everybody else should be available for trade for the right package.
Yeah, but that's the right thing to say for the right price.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Don't just go, selling off for the sake of selling off. You've got to get something in return.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer them to keep winning as opposed to not. I don't think them winning though is going to bring me back in because I just don't have a whole lot of hope with this roster. So it's like, I mean, if they're not going to make the playoffs, I'd rather at least have them be competitive, putting some stretches like this together where there is something to watch. Morel's a great player to watch. Suzuki being back's huge for like the entertainment factor. He's just a fucking good ball player. He's a good hitter. Somebody who's fun to watch play. Like you said, you hate seeing Hendricks get hurt because that's another trade chip that you think you might have, and that could probably bring back some huge parts. So hopefully it's nothing too serious with him. At that point, though, I mean, anybody who's not young and not locked up long term has got to be considered on the table to be had. Because if they're not gonna extend Contreras, and I have no problem with them extending him because at this point, with him being a free agent in a walk year, it's not like you're going to get a franchise changing amount in return for him. I don't think at this point. Whereas if he's got a year of control, like where you could kind of get the kitchen sink from another team,
Should have traded him last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did. They did it a year too late with everybody. If you look at it that way, I mean, let's be real. But I don't know. So if they're going to lock him up, I'm not going to be mad about it. I think he's a great player. I think he's a good leader, and it seems like he wants to be there. It's the kind of guy you would want to extend, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't think they'll do it. It doesn't seem like this franchise has put long-term success as the forefront of what their plans are. So
Nailed it.
Until that changes, I don't think we can expect much different.
I think that's fair. On the other side of town, the White Sox, they are sitting at 39-41. They are just allergic to being 500. They are 5.5 games out of first place. Do we think that this? I mean, I've been saying it since April that although this team will get it figured out, and here we are, the week after 4th of July, and it's like they haven't really quite figured it out. And obviously, they've had a couple injuries here and there, but like so does every team. So do you guys think this team, as we're sitting here, on July 7th, is salvageable? Do you think they have enough to make that push, or is this just kind of a lost year?
I think they're biding time till the All-Star break to fire La Russa then.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I just don't think he's going
to do it. It's the perfect point to do it. It's the perfect time to do it. You got a break. You can right the ship. You can restudy the focus. It's a good stop-start point kind of thing. I think that's when you can get away with doing it at this point.
So they are 5.5 out of the Central and 4.5 out of the wild card right now. Who would have thought a team that is 2 games below 500? This team, this White Sox team they have. I know Eloy just came back. He hit the home run. They still only won 9-8 in a game where they maybe shouldn't have won. They gave up the lead multiple times. It just doesn't seem like a team that is destined to win a World Series like they were supposed to do at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they're a long way from that team. That's a good point. They're a long way away from that team that was like one of the top 3 in the American League to go to the World Series as far as odds go. Like that's long. I mean, as far as like trade deadline stuff, like, and that's like,
they're not going to add much of the trade deadline.
I don't think they're.
What they should have added was players in the off season, not players at the trade deadline.
Certain guys that used to pitch for them that are now pitching pretty well for the Giants.
Yeah,
that they had a chance to keep.
Lance Lynn is playing very well. Right? Is it Lance Lynn?
No, you're thinking Carlos Rodon. Lance Lynn's hurt.
Lance Lynn. I thought he was pitching back for them.
Did he just come back the last couple weeks?
I thought he had. But the White Sox in general should be playing better than this. And it's one of those things, whatever I understand, Maddie, with the getting rid of La Russa, but the players on the field, like that triple play the other night, like that's the players on the field. Like you can only do so much as a coach for the effort.
It's interesting. I mean, the team has been so up and down all year long. Like
Yeah,
in terms
it
of the
can't be
production.
consistently good.
Like Abreu's finally starting to turn it around now, but they have not gotten haven't gotten that stretch from Luis Robert where it looks like he's like the best player in baseball yet this year. So it's like that's kind of festering. They've obviously had a bunch of injuries. I think Kopech is going to be absolutely outstanding, but it just doesn't seem like he has the injury issues. I don't know. Giolito's been inconsistent this year at times. It's one start he looks great. The other start, it's just doesn't seem to put that stretch together where it's like 3 or 4.
There's no
really
consistency at all to this season.
Cease has great stuff, but then it's like he just has a bad outing. And like I said, you're relying on guys too that are just Yohan Moncada. Like, what the fuck happened to that guy?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's absolutely crazy to me that guy has not. Like, he's got all the tools to be exactly what you want in a baseball player in 2022. He's like the prototypical, like from a build standpoint, what you want in a player, and it just can't put it together. And I don't think La Russa puts him in good spots. It seems like they sit Vaughn when they should, and I don't know. They have this session with that Lurie Garcia too. It's just like
that's always been weird.
I don't know what that's all about.
Very weird to me. And who is it? They called that Sosa kid up and then sat him for 2 days before they even played him. Like, what are you fucking calling him up for? Like, what? I don't understand what they're doing. So it's a weird team. Tim Anderson, I think he's back and healthy now too, and so maybe they're going to start coming around a little bit, but I don't know. They've got all the talent in the world. I think what's their anybody have an idea what their odds are to win the division at this point?
They have to be pretty good because I still think they are
plus money now.
They have to be plus money, but can't be much over plus maybe like 100, 150 because they're still in a spot where they could still make a run easily.
Right.
Just got Eloy back. The Twins are good, but I just don't trust them.
Yeah, the Twins have some hitters, man. They got Correa. They can absolutely fucking mash. Luis Arraez is a fucking stud.
It's their pitching that I don't know if I trust. I don't know if I trust their pitching staff.
That's true. Buxton, that guy can never stay healthy, but he's a superstar when he is healthy, it seems like. But
yes, he is.
So
hopefully they
got a lot of work. They've got their work cut out for them at the very least. So I think they're still the most talented team in that division. Do I think they'll win it at this point? I don't know. That first week after the break that'll be all their indicator that you need. I think they're going to need to make a push. It's kind of like the Cubs that year after the World Series win in 2017, where they were under 500 at the All-Star break, and then I think rattled off like 9 or 10 in a row. If the Sox do something like that, I think you wouldn't have to sweat it the rest of the season. But you really need to see them put a streak together where just looking dominant again.
Right now, they are plus 140 to win the American League Central.
Yeah,
I'd take it. I would take it right now. I think that they are going to win the division.
Got to get hot. Now's the time to do it. Let's jump into the Bulls.
Minnesota adds an arm at the deadline, though. Things could be really, really interesting.
That's true. That is true. Minnesota's playing well, and you almost. I don't know. I feel like
the front office is not afraid to make a splash.
No.
So it's
they hired Tony La Russa.
No, I'm saying the Twins.
No, Minnesota.
Minnesota. I guess it's like the White Sox. They love to do that.
Also, wasn't it the Twins that let Berrios walk, and now he's with the Blue Jays, and he is just playing so bad right now?
Yeah, he hasn't been very good this year. He had a great start today, though.
Oh, okay. It'll be
he had a hot start with the Twins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's move in. Since the last time we have talked, the Bulls have drafted Dalen Terry with their pick in the draft back in June. They've also added Dragic and Andre Drummond. Obviously, there's still a couple big names out there, but a lot of the names are starting to kind of trickle through. Anybody else guys would like to see the Bulls make a run at? Obviously, I think we could all agree we wouldn't hate Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. I would love Kevin Durant. I guess maybe another big guy I would like to see the Bulls go after. The Bulls.
I do like the Drummond pickup.
I love it. I love it.
For like $2 million? Yeah.
It's a good move.
Whatever. I think that's a great pickup.
The guy, he's got some skills. If you need him to have one of those weird games where he has like 26 points and 13 rebounds, he's capable of doing it. One of those weird January games or whatever.
Is Tristan Thompson coming back to the Bulls?
Who?
Tristan Thompson?
I don't know what his contract is.
Ideally not.
Yeah.
The Bulls Summer League team starts on Friday. So that's something to look forward to. AO is on the team. I think Patrick Williams is on the team again.
I think it's Patrick Williams last season he can play in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because last year he played in it for a little bit, got hurt, unfortunately. But I think Terry also playing in it. That's going to be a good Bulls team and a fun Bulls team, like a team that you can kind of look to the future for.
What do you guys think about the Terry pick? I mean, I know at the time, I'll be honest, I wasn't crazy about it, but
I've seen a picture of him working out with Kevin Durant, which could also help for the trade. But he seems like a guy who's very confident in himself, which is what you want to see out of a player. Maybe kind of overlooked because he was like a third, fourth best player on a very good Arizona team. Very young. So 19. I think that, I think it's a great pickup for the Bulls.
I'll be honest, when they first made the pick, I wasn't crazy about it.
At first, you're like, who is this? We kind of look into it, though. You kind of see who it really is.
Well, my issue is that the Bulls needed, big men, and EJ Liddell.
I would love to have him.
From Southern Illinois, won 2 state championships in high school, solid big man. But then the more you look into Dalen Terry, I'll be honest, I like the pick. I mean,
he's just a big too, really, truthfully.
Yeah, he's like 6'6". He's good size.
Yeah, he's solid size. The kid's athletic as hell. And that's the nice thing is where the Bulls
plays
are
really
at
good
right
defense.
Now. Yes, and they don't need him to be like a major piece right now. He can slowly acclimate himself. And
once they trade for KD and they have to have him play a main role, that's when it'll come into play, right, Boomy?
You
figure AO would have to be in any Durant trade. So.
Oh yeah, AO and Kobe are definitely in any Durant trade.
It is what it is. But I don't know about you guys. Maddie, did you like the pick when the Bulls made it?
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I think it's might signal the end for some people in the current backcourt. Kobe White most likely is probably not long for the Bulls at this point.
Darn.
Whatever.
The Dragic signing didn't help that either.
I still like Kobe. He's still my guy. So
North Carolina, let's go, boys.
But no, I think back to the Drummond move. I think that was a perfect move for that team.
Yeah,
it was cheap,
great move,
low risk.
He played well for the Nets last year.
Decent sized reward, we'll say. I think just what you need at this point in his career. He's just gonna get some rebounds, a little production here and there. Be good to roll.
He's an upgrade from some of the backup bigs that the Bulls.
People forget about Andre Drummond is a rebound machine.
Yeah, he's won in like 3 or 4, I think, rebounding titles. He's been a couple time All-Star.
I think he's had like 25 rebounds a game, 25 rebounds in a game or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. I don't know about you guys.
I'll soften some of the blow for Vucevic every now and then, or
Oh, someone's got to. Who is maybe also could be in a Kevin Durant trade.
How about a bonus floater real quick? NBA fucking contracts. My God.
Oh, my. How about being an average NBA player?
How about just rolling out of bed and having $50 million a year?
Well, how about this? John Wall got cut by the Rockets for like 40-something million and then signed the veteran minimum, which is like $19.5 million. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This dude's making like $60 million this year.
It's awesome. If you can get it, gotta get it.
Hey, I think John Wall's an amazing player, but that's just crazy. That some of these
guys, I wouldn't have minded if the Bulls could have fucking
Yeah, I thought so too.
Sneak him in.
These guys are making so much money.
Generational wealth.
Yeah, I mean, like multi-generational.
Yeah.
What do you think that these NFL players think? Some of these guys who they're grinding or whatever, and they're making $5-6 million a year, and the veteran minimum. The veteran minimum in the NBA is $19.5 million.
That's awesome. I love
it. Guys, why couldn't we get better at basketball?
Good work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absurd money. That's the only way.
Unfortunately, I was a 6'3" center for 1A school, so that didn't work out very well.
Can't believe you're not getting paid millions back. I'm very surprised.
Yeah. My jump hook didn't really work against guys who were 6'8".
Yeah. Tends to not. Also at the United Center, the Blackhawks making big moves. They have hired Luke Richardson, former player, played for quite a while.
Great chin.
Great chin.
Great jaw. That jawline is something else.
Matt, I know that you're our hot. Can you explain what Luke Richardson was talking about when he said he wanted the Blackhawks to play like the national anthem? Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
I don't understand it.
What does it even mean?
I think I like it though. I don't know. I think I like it.
He wants him to play patriotically.
Yeah, just come out ramped, ready to go, ready to run through a wall. I mean, that's kind of what the whole idea behind it is, I guess.
The funny part is he's going to go play like the American flag, which maybe half of you don't even. Which half of you don't. You're not even American.
I assume he's talking about the Hawks fans. And
that's what my guess was.
Standing and cheering and bringing some enthusiasm, a little thunder to the right.
Maddie brings it all the way back. I see what you mean. Okay, I'm on board now. Maybe
a little. Let's get him ready to roll right out the gates. You know,
that is the best. Everyone's just clapping as he's trying to sing.
That's what I'm saying. I want these guys ready to hop right from the puck drop. Right.
I was wrong. A guy can say when he's wrong. I was wrong. That's awesome.
I think that's. I hope that's what he's going for.
Because
if not,
I'm not going to act like I know anything about the guy as a coach. I don't know a fucking thing about the guy as a coach. I will say people whose opinions I follow, opinions I trust, like analysts and things like that.
Oh yeah,
they like seem to think it's a good hire.
Chief likes him.
Yeah, Chief's a big fan of it. Zawadzki seems to be a big fan of it. A lot of other players and things like that have spoken highly of the guy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't think the break is going to be here long, so that'll be.
I was just going to ask you that, Maddie.
Soon, because.
No, wait. No, we're not going to get into that because that could be part of the general manager.
All right. Fair enough. Last thing on the Sports Minute, obviously, we don't talk about them enough. But, guys, low-key, the Chicago Sky right now are 15-6, first place in the East.
Fellas, this is the best team in Chicago right now. Me and Boomy, we went to the Bronny Jr. Basketball game. What's the place called?
Wintrust Arena. And you know what was on the side of it? The Sky Championship. They were the WNBA champions. Guess what? When was the last time a team in Chicago won a championship other than the Sky? I think it was the Blackhawks back in 2000 and the Cubs would have been 2016. 2016 Cubs. So that is 6 years. But guess what? The Sky are bringing the championship back, and they're also going to maybe bring it back again. Yeah. I mean, they're playing really, really well. They were a little slow.
15-5.
15-6 in the 15-6. They lost today. They played an early.
They lost today.
But, I mean, yeah, they play.
They play the Marquee. They play the Marquee quite a bit.
Yeah. Obviously, the big names, I mean, they win a title last year. I mean, obviously, led by Candace Parker, one of the best WNBA players of all time. Vandersloot, they've got a couple
Chicago
of really
legend.
Yeah, I saw Candace Parker play in high school when she was in high school. And it's really, she's a stud. So, but it's really fun. If you're looking for something to flip on, they play a lot of those early games. So make sure you check out the Sky because, like you said, Zach,
Yeah,
best
if
team
you
in
had the
the
marquee, if you're a
Chicago right
Cub
now.
fan, you have marquee. They are on there quite a bit. Like you said, early in the
Yes.
morning.
Yep. Nearing the All-Star break for the WNBA, but check out a Sky game. But before we move on, we have to give a thank you to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. They have the best coffee around that you can purchase. They work with our guy Dom Frederick, Ian Happ, so it's quality stuff. They wouldn't promote bad coffee, so it's good stuff. Make sure to check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. You can find their products in Foxtrot Market and Dom's in the city with some more locations coming soon. Also, make sure to join the Home Run Club. When our guy Ian Happ hits a home run, you get some dinger dollars when he does well at the plate. So make sure you check out Connect Roasters Coffee. All right, boys, let's jump into a new segment. This one's called Desert Island. Of course, we got a graphic for you here, and it says you have just inherited a private island, and you only can choose two fast food places to be built there. And as you can see, we have 9 choices: McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Five Guys, Chipotle, KFC, Taco Bell, Burger King, and Subway. Does anybody want to go first that you're putting on your private island?
Oh, we're just gonna go 2, right?
Yep, just pick your 2.
So I will go. Five Guys and Taco Bell.
All right, get a little variety there.
I think Taco Bell, Five Guys. I love the Five Guy burgers. I think the Five Guy burgers are amazing. Fries, all right. And then Taco Bell, I love Taco Bell.
Yeah, those are 2 fair picks. I like Five Guys burgers. Their fries are god awful. Taco Bell.
They also give you a ton though.
Yeah,
Cajun fries are incredible. What are we talking about here?
I don't know if I've ever had Cajun fries from there.
I've never had Cajun fries.
Oh yeah, you gotta get Cajun fries, dude.
All right, well,
I
Zach,
didn't
we're
even
going
know
to
that there was
Rockford.
such a thing.
What are we doing here?
Well,
Sorry.
we're gonna have to make a road trip, Zach.
It's like I love Five Guys for their fries. Their burgers are great too, but their fries, man, their Cajun fries are delicious.
That is added to the
They
menu.
douse them in Cajun seasoning, just so you know, just a fair heads up.
It doesn't sound that sounds appealing. I like the sound of that a lot, Maddie.
They're solid. I like where how they tell you what potato farm in Idaho they got them from that day. It's kind of fun.
That is pretty cool.
All right, who's going next?
The peanuts.
Wait.
You guys ever indulge in the peanuts they give you?
Yeah, occasionally.
No.
I'm not a big peanut guy. Baseball park or nothing.
No, I think what was the restaurant that would just let you?
Is that Longhorn Steakhouse?
I think so, or something like that.
Texas Roadhouse, one of the 2.
Texas Roadhouse used to let you just have the peanut shells all over the place. I think that's awesome.
COVID killed that. Maddie, would you like to go?
Sure. I'm gonna steer clear, because Zach took one that I would take, and that was Five Guys. So I'm going to skip over Five Guys, and Zach said Taco Bell. So I'm gonna leave those 2 alone. I'm gonna go with diversity wins out here on a deserted island. McDonald's is the most diverse menu on this on the rest of this list. Good breakfast, great breakfast, I should say. Decent lunch and decent dinner to follow. So I'm going to stick with McDonald's. Going to go Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. It's good. Chick-fil-A is great. There was one I considered, though, and for selfish reasons. So we'll talk about it at the end.
I'm going to go Chipotle number 1. That's an easy one for me. I probably eat Chipotle the most out of all of these places. And I'm going to go a little different. You guys are not going to like this. My second choice I'm picking is Subway. Subway is...
I like Subway.
Yeah,
I like Subway.
I love Subway. And not to mention, Matt, you brought up a diverse menu. Subway has salads. They have pizzas. They have breakfast sandwiches. They have every meat you could
They do
imagine.
have pizzas. It's crazy.
That's questionable.
What do you? That is not quite. The pizzas are incredible there. Well, incredible is not the right word, but
I've
meat.
never
Good
had
enough, I
pizza
guess.
there, but they do have pizza there. I would say they do have pizza there.
The deli
I'm a
meat
big
is questionable.
I like Subway though. I'm a big Subway.
I'm a big Subway guy. Matt, which one were you going to go with?
Chicken breast. The roasted chicken breast is a questionable. Like they had to add the grill marks to it. Like, let's be real here.
I stay as far away from that weird
unlike
chicken
Jimmy
breast.
John's, unlike Jimmy John's, they have
like
turkey.
I like Jimmy
But
John's.
unlike Jimmy John's, they have turkey. Jimmy John's has been out of turkey. All the Jimmy John's are just out of turkey.
The one by my office is. It's wild, isn't it?
Just out of turkey.
Just like one thing you think you might have on hand at all times. But.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, because of COVID, no turkey.
Yeah, weird.
Matt, you said you had one that you were thinking about.
Starbucks is an option.
Yeah,
because I literally need coffee on the.
I love coffee, but I wouldn't want just Starbucks because like the food there is so expensive.
Now, if it was a Connect Roaster storefront, I'd be all in.
Yes.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying solely for the caffeine injection that would be needed on the island. Starbucks would be on that list. Would be an option that I would consider.
Yeah, I can understand. And you got to have, like you said, a little bit different than everything else. So don't hate those at all. Boys, let's move into a new segment. We're calling this General Manager. So we're going to pick one thing that we would change about each Chicago team if we woke up tomorrow and for some reason they put us in charge. So let's start with what you would do if you were the general manager of the Chicago Cubs. What would you guys do?
I would retire Sammy Sosa's number, and I would have him come back for a day. I think that would really – I know it's just like something – whatever, it's funny, whatever. I don't know. But I think it would really be cool for Sammy Sosa to come back, retire the number. I mean, he was like – he was the reason some people were Cub fans at the point when he was playing. And I think whatever you want to say, steroids, I don't know. He deserves some sort of respect for what he did.
Yeah, he brought a lot to not only baseball, in general, but, to the
And
Chicago
even if you
Cubs
want to just bring up steroids, guess what? A lot of people have done steroids. A lot of people in baseball at that point did steroids. And for you to say that it wasn't the reason, like, the Cubs became kind of a big-time deal at that point, you're crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't disagree there. Maddie, what would you do?
If I was the GM of the Cubs, I would institute or try to organize some sort of infighting between all of the Ricketts, so they would hopefully have a power struggle and have to sell the team.
Matt, you're going diabolical, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I would do.
Maddie's gonna take the match and put it in the fire.
Is there? You just have to
yeah.
I mean, you just got to sell.
Someone's got to get mad at somebody.
But no, we just got to just drop a little match here. There, play the telephone game with Tom to Todd, and then all of a sudden, twist things here and there, and then tell the sister one other thing, and then all of a sudden, just bah.
I don't hate that at all. I'll stick to like a more recent thing right now. I'll be honest. I would. We kind of talked about this. I'd trade Contreras, Hap, find somebody.
I think that's the obvious at this point.
But also, you guys want to hear my kind of wacky scheme? They need to buy people are not going to like this at all. But they need to buy like a very large city block near Wrigley Field and build like a 20-story parking garage, because parking around Wrigley is an absolute atrocity.
I like that move.
I don't know how you're going to do it, where you're going to put it. I don't really care, but some sort of parking deck that can fit, 30,000
the obvious
cars.
place is the cemetery parking lot. I mean, the places, they've got the parking there anyway, like the space.
Just build up. Build up. Yep. Let's move to, we'll stay in baseball here. The White Sox. What would you do if you were in charge of the White Sox?
Fire Tony La Russa.
Low-hanging fruit there.
Agreed. That's the easy move in my opinion as well. I think the other one is throw the kitchen sink at the best starting pitcher you can possibly find in the offseason.
Yeah.
I also said get rid of Lurie Garcia because then they cannot put him high up in the lineup.
Yeah. Just take temptation out of their hands.
Yeah. Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Goodness. I mean, like, I don't know what Tony La Russa sees in Lurie Garcia.
David Eckstein.
Great comp. I guess I don't know.
That's a good one.
I feel like, and I don't say this like in a derogatory way, but like I don't feel like the White Sox. I don't know if the right word is like expose themselves like on social media, as well as some of the other teams. You got to like promote. I feel like they don't promote their product enough.
I see what you mean. They're a team that came into this season supposed to maybe go to the World Series, been to the playoffs a few times, and you're right. They should be more on social media, but unfortunately, and not only they're 4 games below 500.
But also, like the big thing I think with them is like as far as social media goes, you've got to embrace those guys like White Sox Dave, and all those 108 guys, and like find a way to incorporate them.
They
and,
don't.
Like, I know it's kind of sticky, but like
it comes to the same thing though too.
Right, and like you have to you have to embrace that loyal fan base. And I don't think that the White Sox are like distancing themselves, but like you have to
no, they're not. But like the Cubs should have done the same thing. I understand they kind of used his phrase or whatever, but with Dom, they should more embrace. Like teams need to embrace. Oh, not crazy,
the diehard,
but the diehard fan base who's watching and tweeting every single game. They need to more get into that, retweet it, even if just retweeting it.
Have like a Section 108 day and like promote all
something
those
like that.
Those big names. But anything else on the White Sox, boys?
Maddie, me and Maddie are in agreement with the to fire Tony La Russa.
Fair enough. All right, let's move to basketball. The Chicago Bulls. What would you do if you were the Chicago Bulls?
I would trade for Kevin Durant, whatever it took. Whatever it took, I would trade for Kevin Durant. I understand, yes, you don't want to get rid of Zach LaVine. That's not possible. No one's going to take on Zach LaVine's contract for what it is. So I think Zach LaVine's safe. Terry's probably safe. But other than that, I think you kind of do whatever you got to do.
See, I don't think Terry would be safe at all.
I think he would be. I think he would be safe. I think Kobe White would probably be gone. Ayo is probably gone. Patrick Williams is probably gone. I think maybe DeRozan is gone. I think that's who's gonna most likely would be traded for him.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Maddie, what do you got if you were the GM of the Bulls?
Oh man. I mean, that's the Durant's the play. I think they've got to look at a play like at some point with the roster that they have right now is a move like I suggested with John Wall. And obviously that's not going to work with him specifically, but a guy who's bought out, who they can get on as cheap as humanly possible, maybe with some sort of exemption. Look for a superstar in that capacity that can, maybe not a superstar, a former superstar that has like the ability to be productive. Kind of what you're getting on a bigger scale from Drummond. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I just think they're not going to get a fourth or a third superstar. So they need to get somebody else who can deliver some punch somewhere for them.
Well, they're not going to get a discount on Kevin Durant, but he wants traded. So they're forcing the Nets' hand in a way.
Yeah.
So maybe they wouldn't have to give up as much as they would maybe
if they
want
could.
to.
I obviously would do whatever
it takes, because
I just don't know
what you want.
Have the parts to make it actually work.
Yeah,
and I know this sounds.
That's where I'm not smart enough right now. You know,
maybe this makes me sound like a meatball or whatever, or just a dummy. But the Goran Dragic trade or signing is one of those things that just kind of makes you think, why would you do that if you have a bunch of guards already there? Maybe you're looking to trade for Kevin Durant. That's just my kind of thinking. That's just me hoping, really.
Zach wearing his tinfoil hat. I love it.
You know what I mean, though? Why would you sign Goran
don't disagree.
Dragic? So it's hopeful. Come on.
Yeah. I'm going to go completely. I don't disagree with either of your choices there. But I'm going to go back to the transportation issue, and that is because they need to find a way to create more entrances and exits. I believe it's Hallstatt, if I'm not mistaken. It's just because getting in and out of there, and I know that the expressway is just awful, but like that needs to be like if it takes the Bulls Blackhawks like trying to champion it, but like trying to make that more than just a 4-lane highway with more entrances and exits off of, because like obviously the stadium is a block and a half north of the expressway, but like getting there's only like 3 or 4 exits you can take, and then it's just a nightmare. But I'll go with the transportation side of things.
Yeah, try going. I know you're not a Bears fan, but try going to Soldier Field.
Yeah,
it's the same exact thing.
Well, we'll go ahead and jump into that. Zach, since you brought it up, what would you do if you were the GM of the Bears?
If I was a GM, you go. No, I don't even know why you get a chance to speak, but go ahead.
Mine's simple. Move to Arlington Heights because of the issues. We've talked about this 1,000 times.
The first thing is, if you're gonna stay where you are, build a dome. You got to build a dome. That's the only way you're ever gonna be like a relevant place. You're never gonna have a Super Bowl in Chicago unless you build, especially a bigger place. That place holds what, 60,000, 50,000, something like that. Something very, very small for what it should be in the NFL. And in Chicago, you should be able to host a Super Bowl. And for your stadium not to be able to do that, I don't even know if the parking would be able to do that.
Well, that's the thing. Even if they slap a dome on it, they're not big enough to have a Super Bowl. You can't have a Super Bowl.
You're gonna have to kind of rebuild the whole thing. Hopefully, get bigger.
Right.
But I just don't see that happening there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think
and they have to go play somewhere else for like a year or something.
My plan would be to. One, exactly what I said with the Cubs, is institute some sort of a fight where they have to sell the team, because that's the biggest issue with the Bears is selling. But in all reality, it would be like literally to invest every first-round pick for the next 3 years in offensive linemen.
Yeah, got to protect that kid.
I don't understand why they haven't.
You have to.
They haven't done much to protect the quarterback that they moved up to get. But we don't really know about.
Didn't move up to get him.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
But they also didn't move up to get any offensive linemen either. What I just don't get is what we cannot figure out with this team. And I know, I'm sorry to get off on like a tangent, but this Bears team, it's so confusing to me. It's so confusing to me. You have a guy like Allen Robinson, and you just pretty much get rid of him. You don't throw the ball to him. You make him mad. Luckily for the Bears, they have the franchise tag, which is pretty much just saying if you think a guy has 1 year left with the team, he actually has 2. Because if he's the best player, they're going to franchise tag him. But what I'm just saying is, why can't this Bears team like put a wide receiver group together? I love Darnell. I think Darnell Mooney is a very good player, but he's our wide receiver 1 going into this year, and we think that's what's going to help Justin Fields be good. Give me a break.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's move into our last one. The Blackhawks. Obviously, we talked about their new hire, but Matt, if you were. Oh, go ahead, Jack.
Mine real quick. Mine has nothing to do with really anything other than they should build the Taze and Kane statue right now. Build it right now. Let them play with that statue outside because they deserve it.
I'm going to add on to that, Zach, with mine, and I don't know if this is even possible, but just retire their numbers. Like I
love it too.
There. Who cares?
Who cares? I think they should be with with the state of the Blackhawks, they're hopefully maybe compete next year, but they're not as good as whatever they should be. Let them just have a statue outside. Let them come into the stadium, see the statue, see their number retired while they're still playing, because that's how good they are. They won 3 championships for this team. They should feel the love while they're still playing there.
And also, like, I guess this is just a selfish thing because I go to more games, but like, just keep pumping money into the facilities in Rockford. I love going to games up there. It's a nice stadium, but there's so much, like there's so much they can do if they, keep investing in it, and it's, keep that pipeline going. It's going to be going for a long time. So just keep investing in the BMO Harris Bank Center. Maddie, what would you do if they let you run the Blackhawks?
Strip it down as far as humanly possible.
Yeah. Who would
rebuilding?
So you would trade DeBrincat right now?
I'd trade everybody you could. Anybody who's willing to allow their no movement clause to be waived is ready to roll.
Matt, do you think DeBrincat will be gone here pretty soon?
I think he'll be gone within 24 hours of right now is what it sounds like. And that is Wednesday, July 6th. Wednesday, July 6th. I really think
I'm surprised he hasn't. He's not gone yet.
Tomorrow night. The draft.
Okay. I did not realize the draft.
Yeah,
makes sense. Well, that's what we would.
I think it's might only be the first round tomorrow, but I know the first round's tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of, like you said, Maddie, stripping it down and start all over stuff. That's what we would do if we
rip it down to the studs.
There's a couple teams we could think about doing that with. But that's what we would do if they let us be in charge of the professional teams in Chicago. But let's close things out, boys. And as always, we've got a TCF top, but it's not a top 3 today. It's a top 4. And obviously, this past week being the 4th of July weekend, we're going to do our cookout menu. So that means that we're going to provide 1 meat, 1 side, 1 drink, and 1 party game. You can take them in any round. Obviously, snake draft like always. But you got to have a meat, a side, a drink, and a party game. Does anybody want to go first?
I'll go first. I think chicken wings at any cookout is amazing. I think chicken wings, I know you can maybe
different, but I like it.
Oh, I love them. I think that you should have a bunch of chicken wings and just
grilled chicken wings are incredible. So
oh my goodness. Me and Boomy had them at this place up by the Wintrust Arena. Mm-hmm. And oh my goodness, they were amazing.
Incredible. No, it's definitely not what I thought was going to go 1-1. But Zach, I mean, you could even do like a sauce bar, and you can mix your own, whatever sauces you wanted. Even
if you go plain, you just get some ranch, you get some like different kind of sauces, like barbecue sauces. You could do a lot with it.
Absolutely, I don't hate that at all. Matt, would you like to go second, or do you want the wrap around?
I'll take the wrap.
All right, I'm going to keep it very simple. The best food on a grill, just throw it in a bun and you're good to go. It's hamburgers. You cannot go wrong with hamburgers. And you can, like we said, kind of with the wings, you make a little spread. You get your cheeses, you get all of your toppings,
pickles, onions,
all that load it up. You get real fancy. You go lettuce, tomato. You get a couple different sauces to go on it. Or you could just keep it simple and just meat and ketchup and mustard, and it's delicious. So I'm a big hamburger guy, so I'll go with that. Maddie, you get 2 here.
I'm going to go with 1-1. I think fell to 1-3, boys, and that's beer. Ice cold beer, I think, is the drink of choice. And for the party game, I'm going to go with bags. I think that's also the category numero uno for both of those, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with bags and beer.
I think Matt might have just won this.
Matters. I don't
God
what side
damn it.
of meat matters when you have beer and bags, boys.
Yeah.
Very true.
Maddie might have just won this in the first and second round. I get my second round pick, and I guess I will go.
Enjoy the soda, Boomy.
Yeah, take it easy, all right? I'll go with my drink, and I will go with some Trulies. I'm a seltzer guy. And I Truly's the best seltzer out
Good
there.
job. I'm
Consistently.
gonna go with what I have right in front of me right now. A high noon.
See, and I was
Little
just nice. You're the high noon guy around
High
here. I like
noon.
high noons, and I didn't
Thank
take it to
you.
you because I'm a nice
Thank you.
guy.
I'm gonna take a high noon. I think a cold high noon. Maddie, I don't know if you've had the high noon tall boys. Amazing.
I've had the tall boys. I like the guava and the kiwi though. The new ones in the pool.
I'm a lemon guy. I'm a lemon fan. Big fan
The
of that
pool
one.
pack. I had a few of the pool pack the other night. I think you're right. I don't even know what guava is, but it's pretty
Delicious. It's very
good.
good.
And for my game, I'm gonna take Beersby.
Damn it.
I like Beersby. Maddie took my number one, which would have been Bags, but Beersby. I don't know, Maddie. Have you played Beersby a lot?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah, I think we called it Smoke the Pole, I believe.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun game you can play. It makes you feel athletic if you can just grab the bottle out of nowhere. It brings back
There's another game
the
with
days when we were athletic.
It's very fun too.
Oh yeah,
Frisbee's great for all sorts.
Yeah,
of games.
you always feel like you can throw a frisbee
for sure.
That's a good pick. Damn it! I was hoping that you would skip that one because that was the one I had.
I knew. I had two for the side, so I'm like, I need to get rid of my other game.
Yeah, you got me there. I guess I will go with my side. I feel like we take the. No, I'm not going to do it because I feel like I know what Zach wants. This might be a bad pick. I don't care. I've already lost this draft. I'm going to go with potato salad. I like potato salad.
Oh, Boomy. I know
what
you're
going
to
to pick buffalo chicken dip. So,
but dude, I'm not kidding you. My second is potato salad.
Oh, all right. Then maybe I did get a steal. Matt, how do you feel
love
about
potato
we're
salad.
big potato salad guys over here.
Please love potato. So
it's fine. I don't hate
for
it.
me, there's
this.
It's
my pick though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were picking there, Zach. No, go ahead.
No. For me, it's like we had this guy in Pawpaw, and he has this potato salad recipe, which is amazing. And then I go to there's this place up by my parents. It's called Otto's, and it's like I forget what kind of plate. You've been to Otto's with me, right? German. It's German, and you get this German potato salad. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of like the loaded baked potato salad.
Oh,
I like those a lot.
That's loaded baked potato is amazing.
It's got like cheese, bacon.
So Maddie's got one pick, right?
I've got two left here, and I've got the wraparound.
Let's see what you got.
So I got my meat and I got my side. For the meat, I'm gonna go old fashioned, boys. I just give me a nice fucking medium rare steak. I want a medium rare ribeye, bone in, bone out. I don't care. Give me a ribeye.
That sounds good.
For the
cookouts in the cul-de-sac are pretty nice there, Maddie.
The side, I'm gonna go with old corn on the cob, the staple. You can't go wrong with
it. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
There's this place. You ever been to Famous Dave's?
I'll put my stack. Yeah, I'll.
They have those.
Their corn's good.
Their corn's amazing.
I will put my my four here up just about against anything, and that you can put together, in my opinion.
Yeah, it may fall short to mine, but go ahead, Boomy.
Beer darts. It's my second favorite.
No, beer darts is too dangerous.
No, we put them in a couple people's foot, but you just got to make sure you move.
Yeah. Make sure you have
and then mowed over a couple darts, but you know.
I was gonna throw Can Jam out. That was another game I was considering. That
was gonna be next on my list, but
it's a hard game to play though, because you gotta slap that thing in there.
Yeah.
I still have my side, which is buffalo chicken dip. I think that's the best you could have. I went to a party the other day that had buffalo chicken dip, and I mean, you can just eat so much buffalo chicken dip; it's insane. But potato salad, Boomy, I think it's a great pick. I think potato salad is very. Whenever I go to the grocery store, I get some. It's called deviled egg potato salad,
potato salad's good too.
That's even. I think that's the bomb. That's very good.
I'm out on pasta salad. I think coleslaw's trash too.
How do you guys
I'm not a
feel about
coleslaw
hot?
fan.
Yeah, I'm not either. Unless it's on like a barbecue pulled pork sandwich.
Negative.
It's a
Not
good
even on that.
accessory.
It ruins
No,
it.
no, that's wrong. That makes it better. But I will not eat it by itself.
What were you gonna
Anything
say?
else? Anything else that we missed here? What do you guys like? A lot of lists I saw had beer pong as like an
Brats.
outdoor.
I think brats are very good.
Yeah,
Brats are,
that's a good choice.
brats are a staple. They're good.
Are we going to get crucified for not having hot dogs on our list?
No.
Hot dogs are a side.
Especially the way
They
Zach
are.
eats them.
Well,
Are they
hey,
not?
hey, I ate a
When you
lot of
go
hot
to a
dogs the other
cookout-
night.
When you go to a cookout,
No, you're right.
Having the hot dog is fucking like as a secondary item.
Yeah.
9 out of 10
especially if you're
times, guaranteed.
eating it with no buns.
Zach was just in the house on Monday night, just
snacking
putting
like
down
it's
hot dogs.
like it's a fucking Slim Jim.
Like I was Joey
It was.
Chestnut.
My brother couldn't figure out why he had so few hot dogs and so many extra buns because Zach was just eating them by themselves. I respect it. Like you said, good side. Like a Slim Jim. That's a good point.
I mean, they were grilled to perfection.
That is
Got a
true.
little snap
Anything else
to
we
it.
forgot? I don't think like I said, the one list I saw had beer pong as like a party game. That's not really like a summer outdoors.
No, beer pong is not a party game. I mean,
Yeah.
I like beer pong, but like, if you're at a party, you're probably not playing beer and cup. That's when it's a party game, is when you play beer and cup. But like, you're rarely gonna play beer and cup when you're just like playing and random with.
Especially outside. Like I feel like, you get a little breeze, that ball's going everywhere. So.
No, and then you go,
Bocce's
drink.
bocce
You go,
Bocce's a good choice.
bocce's a good choice you put the other night. But like with beer
Zach
pong,
with the comeback win.
if you, yeah, we did. But like with beer pong, if you're playing like to where you're gonna drink every time you get rid of a cup, it doesn't add up to what's in the cup.
Yeah, the math there is suspect to say the least. Well, boys, that was episode 139 of Typical Chicago Fans. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure you head to their website, connectroasters.com, and follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. You can find us on Twitter at typical_Chicago, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get your social media at. We are there. All of our content is in video form on YouTube. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans and subscribe there. Wherever you get your podcast, we are there as well. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you're at, make sure to give us a follow there. You can follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, Zach at Z, Lilia TCF, and of course, Maddie at schools_01. We thank you for joining us for episode 139 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
See you.
Peace.